Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Tarot Celebrity with your boy Ducky. Today, we're going to be reading tarot cards for Shanghan Ji and Leo Wu. We're going to see what their connection is like together. Um, and yeah, so this was next on my to-do list for today. And so just remember to keep in mind that these videos are for entertainment purposes. Why is that? That is because we do not have Shanghan Ji or Leo Wu here to confirm nor deny that what I'm seeing in the cards is resonating with them or is not resonating with them. So just remember to keep that in mind while watching these videos. And with that being said, let's get started on Shanghan Ji and Leo Wu's tarot card reading. All right, so let me just shuffle these cards, get myself ready for this beautiful reading. I hope you are all having a great day, afternoon, evening, good night, or morning, whatever time of day it is for you. I hope it's going well. And if it's not going well, I hope things get better for you soon. All right, so let's get ready on Shanghan Ji and Leo Wu's energy. What is their combined energy like currently? We got the Page of Wands in reverse. All right, let's keep going. The Temperance, some balance. Okay. Oh, two cards wanted to come out. 10 of Swords, 10 of Bats in reverse, and the Devil in reverse. Okay, so immediately I'm seeing that they are both taking some time off. In regards to like working, that's immediately what comes into mind with the both of them. Fortitude. Yeah, they're staying strong. They're wanting to take some time off. They're in order to stay strong for their work, for their career. Um, I'm seeing the Page of Wands here in reverse. So there's a lack of motivation or a lack of wanting to do things. And the reason why they're lacking some things that they're doing is because they want to have that balance going on, you know. Let me see if I can get this focused better. There we go. We got Temperance here, which is all about balance, right? Um, so they want to have that work hard, play hard mentality. It seems that both of them have been doing before this. They were working hard. They were doing a lot of things, and so right now they just kind of want to relax, um, have some fun, let go of some things that they need to be doing with this devil in reverse. The devil talks about, you know, freedom, being free, and light at the end of the tunnel type of situation. So with the Ten of Swords here in reverse, it seems that they went under some big situations going on where like maybe mentally they were kind of struggling. And I really do want to express that I'm getting this more of a sense from like a career standpoint or from their job, is that they were feeling pretty stressed, especially mentally, with everything that was going on because maybe they had to endure a lot, they had to memorize a lot of lines, they had to memorize a lot of things, and so mentally they're feeling drained. That's like how I'm feeling with the way that the cards came out. So they're kind of just wanting to not do anything right now and just like recharge or regroup, maybe have a sip of like a drink, a beverage of their choice, whatever it is that they want, and just really gather up that strength again. Have a good sense of stability, of fortitude in order to work hard again. So right now they're kind of in a leisure aspect. The two of them, their energies are very much in that leisure aspect where they're not really doing too much right now. They are just wanting to relax, you know, kind of like a vacation. They're on a little vacation right now. Taking a little mental break so that they can mentally and physically recuperate so they can be strong again for their next projects, whatever they are doing next. So next, let's see what Shanghan Ji and Leo Wu's thoughts are on one another currently. All right, so we're gonna start with Shanghan Ji's thoughts on Leo Wu. Let's start shuffling and seeing what are Shanghan Ji's thoughts on Leo Wu. Page of Cups in reverse. The King of Swords in reverse. And the Chariot in reverse. So if anyone who's watching this was wondering if I was going to get into the topic of like were they dating, have they dated, or like do they see is there like a romantic connection here? I'm immediately gonna nip that in the bud or whatever the saying is and say no. They don't really see each other in that regards, or at least Shang Hanji doesn't see Leo Wu in a romantic sense. So let's get some cards representing Leo Wu's thoughts on Shang Hanji. The lovers in reverse. Yeah. There's there's no romantic connection here. Six of Cups in reverse. The Hermit in reverse. All of them are reversals. Patterns. Y'all know that I like to go into these videos blindly without really like knowing too much of the people whose cards I'm reading for. And I really am getting with like all of these reversals going on. It really seems like there could be like a falling out that happened between the two of them. Um I'm getting that's just like what my immediate sense is that there's like a falling out here. Um or where things just aren't as good as they appear to be. You know, behind the scenes, some things are going on where like maybe on screen or like that's why some people were wondering if they were together or if they like split up or something. If I do see them splitting up, it's like it could be like in regards to a career aspect that maybe they just didn't really work as well together as on screen or as they portrayed it. And that's some good acting, y'all. If people believe that two people are really good, a good duo or a good pair, um, when they're really not, that is some good acting. So let's start with Shang Hanji's thoughts on Leo Wu. Um, with this page of cups showing up in reverse, the page of cups is very young energy, emotionally needs a lot of like love and affection and stuff like that. But when in reverse, I really do get the sense that Shang Hanji believes that Leo Wu needs still some kind of like emotional maturing to do. Especially with the King of Swords or the King of Bats in this deck showing up in reverse. The King of Swords is all about, you know, having high intellect, high thought process, or a very mature thoughts rather. But when it comes in reverse, the intellect, the mindset that Shang Hanji believes is in Leo Wu, like she just thinks that his mindset isn't as mature as it could be, and it still needs some like revision. He needs to really revise things. And look at that, like these little strings are coming out of the crown chakra, his head. She just believes that he just needs to kind of revise the way he communicates with people and also taking into account their emotions when communicating with people. Um, the chariot here showed up in reverse, and the chariot is all about going in the right direction, right? And so Shang Hanji believes that like if Leo Wu continues kind of like having this mentality and young emotional mindset and maybe a lack of considering other people's emotions, that he's not going to be on a right path towards success. I do feel like she believes that he can. She sees a lot of potential in him. He just really needs to revise things and change the way he communicates and the way he thinks and reacts to things. Because there is a sense of kind of like immaturity. And I do believe maybe in a previous video, I've read some of Leo Wu's cards, and it seems like there is someone else, or maybe that also believed that within Leo Wu, that there's still some kind of like maturing and growing up that he needs to do. And I just feel like Shanghan Ji really thinks that like the path he's on right now with the way that maybe he communicates or thinks or reacts to things emotionally is not the best place, the best route to go, and he needs to start doing some revising things. So now let's flip it over to Leo Wu's thoughts on Shanghan Ji. Immediately with this lovers card showing up in reverse, the lovers is always about being decisive, knowing what you want and going after it and stuff like that. But when it comes in reverse, there is some indecision that comes to play here. And it seems that Leo Wu believes that Shang Hanji can be quite indecisive sometimes, or maybe she bases her decisions too much based off of like what she thinks other people expect out of her, or she takes into consideration other people's opinions way too much, and it prevents her from moving forward because she keeps on wondering about the past. With the Six of Cups here showing up in reverse, the Six of Cups in reverse talks about kind of being stuck in the past. It seems that Leo Wu believes Shang Hanji is dwells a lot on the past or worries so much about like past mistakes she has done, and that's why like she takes into account other people's opinions way too much, and she doesn't really kind of do what she wants to do. She is more focused on like, okay, if I do this, what will people think of me? If I don't do this, what will people think of me? And it's because maybe she's just stuck in something in the past. Emotionally, there's something that's preventing her from moving forward. Um, and with the Hermit card here in reverse, the Hermit in reverse is all about not really taking into consideration people's advice, like especially from like older and wiser folk. It seems that there's this like indecision that comes to play a lot with Shang Hanji, that Leo Wu believes she just is very indecisive, cares so much about what other people think, but at the same time she doesn't care what other people think, because sometimes when they give her advice, she doesn't take it. But then she like seeks the advice, but then she doesn't take it. And then she's like kind of stuck in the past, or like worries about making the same mistakes. There's patterns like this is a pattern that Leo Wu believes Shanghan Ji is stuck in. It's just like she's worried about repeating the same patterns in the past, and that's why she's very indecisive about things. And she doesn't really trust herself well enough, and she takes into account too many other people's opinions. But then, whenever like people give her advice, she doesn't take the advice, but she asks them for the advice. And so it's just this like never-ending cycle that's going on with her. Um, so let's finish off the video with some helpful advice and tips for the both of them, shall we? That's interesting. But yeah, like I just don't think with the way that the cards have shown up, I don't, in my ducky opinion, I don't really see much interaction between the two of them, because there were so many reversals that have shown up. And there's that devil card that came out, which in the beginning, which is all about like being free. And so it could be that maybe they're freed from like having to work with one another, or like spend a lot of time with one another. And they're now just like balancing with that temperance card that showed up in the beginning. They're kind of just like taking some time off, relaxing and recuperating. Um, but yeah. All right, let's get some advice for Shang Hanji and Leo Wu. Let's start with Shang Hanji's advice. Let's get some advice for Shanghanji. The Hermit in reverse. Yeah. Um, that's interesting. The Lovers in reverse. Yo, we're two for two based off of like Leo Wu's thoughts on Shanghanji. And now these are cards are popping up again for her as advice cards. And the Four of Cups in reverse. Space. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Temperance in reverse. Strength right side up. King of Pumpkins. King of Pentacles right side up. Dependability. Ooh, yeah. Okay. So the advice here for Shanghanji with this Hermit card showing up in reverse with the Lovers in reverse. Again, with like the way Leo Wu believes or perceives Shanghanji, it's really reaffirming that Shanghanji really asks a lot of people for their advice or their opinion on things because she's unsure about doing things. But then whenever people give her their opinions or their advice, she doesn't really take it. Or she still like doesn't make a decision. um and with the 4 of cups in reverse, it seems like the 4 of cups talks about boredom, but when it comes in reverse, it could talk about like being so bored or like of doing nothing or that you become depressed, um or like doing something so much that like you start depending off of it, and it's kind of like a vice, and you get like you do it because you're depressed or something. So the advice for Shanghanji is to really allow herself the space to make her own decisions and to make mistakes. It seems that she asks for other people's thoughts on what decision to make next, but then she doesn't take their advice because she's just afraid of making a mistake. But she needs to allow herself that space and that grace to learn from mistakes, and to be more decisive, because or else she's just going to keep on staying stuck in a situation that she's unhappy with, because she cares a lot about what other people think, but at the same time she doesn't care. She's just her head is all up in the clouds a lot of the time, or her mind is just all over the place. Just like, if I do this, will people think of me? If I don't do this, what will people think of me? What if I do this? And so she's just stuck in this like ever ending loop of being worried and stressed and anxious and maybe sad, but she doesn't do anything, and she needs to allow herself that freedom to make a decision, to go with it. And if she messes up, oh well, like at least she made a decision. But like she's not going to get anywhere if she just continues just like asking for people's advice but not doing anything to either take their advice into account and take it and put it into action. um she doesn't react, or she doesn't act a lot. She just asks but doesn't act upon things. And her advice is to really allow herself that space to choose a direction to go in. And if it's the wrong direction and she makes a mistake, then oh well, she can choose another direction. um or else she's just gonna keep on being just like sitting stagnant, not doing anything, and just wondering and being caught up in the what ifs. What if I do this? What if I don't do this? So that's her advice. The advice for Leo Wu is to be more dependable. Um, exactly with how Shang Hanji's cards came out in regards to she believes that Leo Wu has some like emotional maturing to do, and also like and in the way of thinking or his thoughts, there's some maturing he needs to do. The advice for him is to allow people to depend on him more. It seems that right now there is an imbalance where maybe he depends off a lot of people more than they can say the same for him. Like maybe he comes to people for advice, um, but like vice versa. Like they know that like if they try to come to Leo for advice, he's just not going to take it seriously, or he doesn't have that emotional depth to really truly put his himself in the situation of what's going on with the other person. So there is a some more give and take that needs to happen with Leo Wu, and the give and take or the balance here is that like he needs to learn how to depend on others and be dependable for other people as well. Um, he needs to be strong. He needs to learn how to be strong and be able to console other people's and be strong for them and be a good person to depend on. The King of Pentacles is the king relating to the element of earth, which is groundedness, dependability, being stable. So his advice is to learn how to be a little bit more of a stable partner, a stable friend, stable family member, so other people can depend on him whenever they're not feeling strong and they can come to him for strength so he can really help them out. So that's a beautiful message for him. So that's it for this reading. Let me know what you thought of this reading. It was very interesting to see what came up. A lot of synchronicities here, a lot of cards that kept showing up. So yeah, let me know what you thought of the video. And feel free to give me a thumbs up if you liked it, or a thumbs down if you didn't like it. If you did not like it, or if you disagree with something that I said, feel free to put it down in the comments. I am always open to some constructive criticism, some positive feedback, anything. So that's it from me. Remember to take care of yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and respect and love yourselves and others, and stay hydrated. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.